During this Pride Month, many brands are showing their support for the LGBTQ plus community, even after a few have been targeted by the far right. Bud Light, Target, and Disney are the most public, but make no mistake, every consumer-facing company is dealing with this right now. And my panel is still here. Michael, I turn to you first. Almost no CEO out there right now wants to say, I'd like to be Bob Iger and be in a battle royale like this. So how do you balance that somehow companies which were trying to be forward and inclusive are now smack dab in the middle of identity politics?
I think it is so tough to be a CEO in today's America, as my esteemed colleague here knows better than I do. Taking a step back, this is what America is today. We're polarizing. We are hardcore one way or the other. 20 years ago, I think the average 19 people hated the Republican Party, 20 people hated the Democratic Party. Last year, that was like 58 and 64% respectively. We can't have things where we allow that, I disagree with you. We can't debate anymore. And the reality is, with this thing called the internet and social media, what's going on is people really have control of the brands. It's your consumer at the end of the day. So CEOs are stuck between a rock, like how do I deliver to Wall Street and make sure I keep my shareholders happy, but how do I keep my customers and consumers happy? And when you're a big brand and you have, we have a saying, you advertise the similarities, you market to the differences. Well, sometimes when you market to the differences, people too quickly look at something and don't read the body copy, and then they decide to just go all cancel culture. So it is tough to be a CEO.
Except some of these boycotts charged by social media are baloney. They're a tiny number of people, but they're supercharged by social media, so you'd think it would be a massive boycott. Jeffrey?
No, these boycotts are backfiring, too. We have an article that's just out in Fortune magazine today that actually takes a look at how these anti-wokester jokesters, it's just not working out for them. They're targeting just about every great all-American pillar, every icon from, Apple, Coke, Pepsi, American Airlines, United Airlines, Delta. You better have your own airline, your own private plane, and your own beverage company if you're going to observe these boycotts. Nike. And by the way, what's the secret there? Those companies, for the most part, are performing very well. No, the retailers aren't doing well. But everybody else, Microsoft, targeted, Apple, targeted, they're up 40, 50%. Meanwhile, the anti-wokester jokesters, how are these anti-ESG, the alt economy, how are they doing? They're doing terribly. Every one of their funds, Ramaswamy, Vikram Ramaswamy's funds, he's got, every one of his funds is about the amount of money that a single CEO, not even makes a year, around $12 million average CEO compensation. He's got, you look at MyPillow, they had to close all their retail stores. They just lost $100 million. You take a look at something called the American Conservative Values Fund. They targeted Target. How are they doing? They don't even make the S&P, and they had the nerve to target Target.
All right, I got to move. Bob, you specialize in crisis communications. What do you think of how companies are handling this?
Well, the first problem is they need to get way out ahead of this so they don't get into this situation in the first place. Because once you have the crisis, frankly, it's too late. There's no good.
But what does that look like, getting way out ahead of this, right? Because these sort of this anti-woke movement, they want to go after any company that has any affinity group, right? It could be any thoughtful company out there.
I run this dialogue project at Duke, and we focus on the intensity of the polarization in this country and what role business can play and how it impacts business. The intensity of the polarization, as bad as it was 2 years ago, is substantially worse today. There is pretty easy access to data that could kind of quantify that for you. So companies, when it comes to marketing these products, need to be much more sophisticated about the boomerang effect and the implications of the micro-market. Micro-marketing used to be kind of gospel, and it was understood, and it was somewhat contained. Now, as you saw with the Bud Light example, even micro-marketing can blow up into larger issues. So getting out in front means paying attention to data, using some AI, and being comfortable with predictive analytics to better anticipate the intensity of the blowback. And that's why you see companies like Bud Light saying, well, we're going to focus now on music and so forth. The marketing rules have changed, and the impact is substantial. I mean, I hear what Jeffrey's saying, but, Target has lost a lot of market cap in the last couple of months. Anheuser-Busch has lost a lot of market cap. I mean, tens of billions of dollars in the last couple of months. The issues are real, and they're much more severe today than they were. So if you don't get out in front, and then if the crisis hits, the best practice we're seeing with a lot of companies now is they have strong frameworks where they pull together all of their different stakeholders and try to figure out a course of action rapidly, but engaging all the different people who are affected by it. But I'm telling you, once the crisis hits, it's too late.
But Marcus, here's the thing. If you use the AI and you use the data, companies have learned being LGBTQ plus inclusive is good for business, especially if your customers or your employees are young. So those companies all had the data on their side, and now they've gotten hijacked by this small group that in some instances is borderline terrorizing them and their employees. No data would tell you that.
I mean, the data provides the information that we need, but what we need is intimacy. Not enough to have the data, but what does it mean to these people? When we're looking at brand, we make, to Bob's point, like some of the data today may show that some companies are down. However, when we think about brand is a long-term time horizon. What does the brand mean in the minds of people over time? And that requires great intimacy to how people make meaning of these brands. The most powerful brands in the world, people use not for their utility, but for their identity congruence as a way of signaling to the world who they are as identity projects. So the things you're seeing pushed back from the opposition is that they don't want their identity associated with them. But there are more people who not only want their identity associated with these efforts, but they also are consuming and advocating for the brand. And that's far more powerful than the day-to-day commerce that we see right now today. So when we think about brand, we have to think about the long term. What does it mean to these people in their hearts and minds? And over time, how are these people not only going to consume, but how they're going to advocate as ways of projecting who they are and their identity project?
Mr. Duda?
I like what you said, Marcus. It's like hearts and minds. We always talk about data. It's like we prefer data informed, because we're humans at the day. We're irrational creatures. So it's like, Marcus, you're absolutely right. I just bought your book, by the way. I look forward to reading it. But it's just like soul. And that's what great brands are worth more on Wall Street than just things that might be a better product or a service. Great brands have values. And great brands are things like, it's what you say about it when you leave the room kind of a thing. So
But what happens when values or culture is evolving and changing, and brands are trying to move with them, and suddenly people are getting angry?
You can move with them, but you also stand for what you are. You can't fake that. Like the Chick-fil-A, personally Chick-fil-A, just to upset some people, it came out this weekend. They hired a DE&I person. How could they? They're becoming woke. And people went nuts. I'm going to boycott. The news was from 2.5 years ago. And the people that were going to get, like, we're going to boycott, well, where are you going to go? Because guess what? They probably have DE&I people too, right?
Because every smart business does.
And every smart business, but they also have 140,000 employees that are manning the stores. And when you look at the data, I think, the turnover in that industry is like 144%. They are way below that because they know how to treat people. To get the best people, you have to kind of go with the times. But that doesn't mean as a brand and what they stand for. They're still closed on Sundays. They're still doing that. So the base, that's where it's like, you know what? You have to go with the times. But your values shouldn't really change that much.